That's not a knife. No, that's a knife. How's it, guys? I'm the South African Crocodile Dundee, otherwise known as Leg of Von Jacques. Okay, no, for real. Today, we're going to be reviewing the Boker Magnum Desert Warrior. This thing is a beast of a knife. So this thing is huge. This is actually my biggest knife. I call this thing my elephant killer. It's made out of a 440A steel and a 17cm long blade. The handle is micarta. I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly. I butchered it in the last video. But yeah, no, this is a very, very big, solid knife. Today what I want to do, I want to test it. I want to chop some wood with it, do a sharpness test, see how well it holds an edge. The edge has rolled before, although that is a long story. My friend was stabbing a couch, don't ask me why, but what I think what happened was, as he stabbed, he hit one of those thick metal springs and it just kind of rolled the edge a little bit. But I fixed that. It is nice and sharp now, and it is ready to be tested. Now, the sheath is made out of nylon. It has these straps that go around your leg. I've seen some people actually remove these. Wouldn't know why. It's going to be extremely dangly. I think this is rather practical. You've got extra little pouch in there where you can put your fire steel or sharpening stone. Personally, I don't use it, but it's there if you want it. And yeah, all in all, there's just a lot of buckles and things to adjust. So, you know, you can basically adjust it however you want. It's quite a, yeah, I think it's quite a good design. It doesn't really get in the way, you know, put the knife back in there. Doesn't really get in the way that much. I think it's actually quite useful as opposed to something that just dangles off of your hip. This kind of just sits on your leg. It's nice and comfortable. Yeah, can't complain about the sheath. So I've got the same chunk of wood as I used in the last video. What I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be delivering, again, 5 blows to this piece of wood and then stabbing into this thing here. I'm actually really curious as to how this edge holds up because, as you can see, the edge of this blade is actually quite thin for such a big knife. So it's thicker up here. You know, the back of the spine of the blade is rather solid, but the further you go down towards the edge, the thinner it gets. It almost seems like they were trying to, you know, make a big knife that is relatively lightweight as well. And it is not too heavy, but I'm wondering if that is in any way going to affect the edge retention. So we're going to do the strength test now, and then afterwards we're going to try slice a bunch of shit to see how well it actually holds the edge. And I think this one's going to be rather interesting. That thing was deep in the hair, yo. Okay, the second part of the strength test is going to be the batoning. Now, oh fuck. Look at that. I bent the tip. Son of a bitch. Well, like I said, it gets thinner towards the edge, and that's exactly what I was worried about. I don't know if you can see it that well, if the camera would just focus. But I did bend the tip. Yeah, like I said, that is what I was worried about. Let's see if we can straighten it out a bit. But rather bending than breaking, eh? Okay, yeah. Just... okay, kinda got it straightened out, more or less. But yeah, like I said, that is what I was concerned about, is that thinness on such a big knife. And now I guess we're gonna torture this thing some even more. So, other than the tip bending, I still can't really believe that happened. But like I said, that was what I was concerned about. I did kind of straighten it out a little bit. Still got a little bit of a wobble to it, but should still do the trick, should still cut. There's no rolling or chipping or anything like that on this side of the blade where I did the betoning and the chopping and all that stuff. So yeah, I think it was just because when I stabbed, this thing went really deep into the wood. It went like about an inch or two into the wood, and then I kind of did this to remove it, and I think that's what bent the tip at the end of the day. That tip definitely could be made thicker or stronger. That was not very impressive, but nonetheless, it's better that a blade bends instead of breaking. Even the swords are made like that too. Yeah, still, not too pleased about that, but what you gonna do? And now we're gonna test how well this blade actually retained its edge after being tortured like that. I've got a few cool cutting tests that I want to do, and I know beforehand, like before I did all this strength tests and everything, it would have passed these tests for sure. But after seeing that tip bend like that, it really makes me question how well the edge holds up. But there's only one way to find out, so let's go. Alright, so the first test is going to be the water bottle slice. Got my girlfriend in the background saying this is going to be a fail video. I don't know. I was actually shaved with this thing after I sharpened it. But like I said, that torture test was quite rough on it, so I don't know, here goes. Nice. So it cleanly cut through two of those. Here the other parts cleanly cut through two of those. The third one just kind of sprays water. I actually had to go looking for this one because as I sliced, this thing went flying into the bush over there, so I had to go looking for it. Yeah, just for fun, I think let's slice through this one too. So this thing is still sharp as a razor. It sliced through two of the three water bottles. Probably would have gone through three at once if I'd had a better angle or something. I don't know, but it's two. We'll leave it at two. Sliced cleanly through the tomato, which are notoriously difficult to cut with blunt blades, so this thing is still very sharp. And cleanly and nicely through that apple mid-air. So all in all, this thing performed very nicely, held its edge very well, aside from that bend in the tip, which was actually my fault because I was prying it. Nonetheless, I do think they could have made the tip a bit thicker or stronger. But yeah, I think they just kind of went in the wrong direction with trying to slim this knife down. But otherwise, it held its edge very nicely, passed the sharpness test almost with flying colors. If it had just sliced through that third bottle on the first go, would be perfect performance. But otherwise, yes, very nice knife. Boker, they make some great knives. Aside from the tip, this thing performed brilliantly. Everything still feels very solid, even after bashing it into that chunk of wood. There's no rolling, no chipping, nothing. Great knife. But now, it is time for the single most important test for a knife. And no, it's not stabbing through a crocodile skull or stabbing through a Legovon skull. It's not even chopping down a eucalyptus tree or whatever. And I think Crocodile Dundee would agree with me that this is the single most important test for a knife. And that's the beer test. Thanks for watching. Cheers.